14 are asking you to work backwards from the graph. Okay? Now, they give you an equation. Some people get hung up on these because they're like spending all their time trying to factor that equation. Okay? The only thing you care about from the equation is the leading coefficient. Okay? You only care about the leading coefficient. And the degree. So let's look at that equation. Mine is x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. My degree is 3. And my leading coefficient is 1. Let me actually write that out. It hopefully makes sense to you, but it never makes sense to me. Okay? Now, let's look at my zeros from my graph. Now, your zeros are just where does the graph cross the x-axis. Okay, my degree is 3, so I should be able to account for 3 zeros. So my zeros in here are -2, +1, +3. Now I've accounted for 3 different zeros, so that's good. My degree is 3. Okay? Now what I want to do is I'm going to say what factors would give me those zeros. So what factor would you set equal to 0 in order to get -2?
X plus 2.
X plus 2, right. You just need to reverse the sign. Okay, -2 comes from x plus 2. +1 comes from
x
minus 1. And +3 comes from...
Can we really do that?
You can really do that.
This is like the best day ever.
Oh, it's only for this question.
Don't tell me that.
That's the answer in this case. Now, what if I had not accounted for all my zeros? Like, what if I only had 3 and there should really be 4?
Then 1 would be 0.
What would have to be repeated? Okay, and you can tell they're repeated by, on the graph, you'll see it just touch the graph at that point. Okay? The other thing you need to account for is the leading coefficient. The leading coefficient should be in front of your first factor. Now, in this case, it's a 1. I don't need to put a 1 there. But if they had like a 2x cubed, then I would need to put a 2 there.
When you enter that, do you have to put commas in between those?
No. They want you to type the whole equation. So, well, for the first part, you need to put the commas in. The second part, do not put commas in between your factors. The first part needs commas, like I wrote here. The second part does not.
No, on this first part here, you're just
The first part, you just gotta list your zeros. -2, 1.
But also
This is great.
2.
No, actually, it's -2.
How do I do number 12? I got it wrong.
and now the second one here is where you'll
I'm so happy right now.
Number 1, 13.
13. Okay, so if that made sense on 13, look at 14 and try 14.
Now on 14, it touches the graph from the opposite side. Would that be... Is that still counting as touching the graph?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm on 15.
Have you accounted for... You should have 4 zeros there, right?
No, I know.
You haven't accounted for 4, and you also don't. You have a leading coefficient of -1.
So I need a
negative out front. And then one of them needs to be repeated to get that 4 to 4.
So what I would do would be...
So when you write the equation, what does plus or minus one state in parentheses?
I don't know.
X plus one, X plus one.
Well, yeah, but one
Oh,
of those is repeated.
I think because it says it's repeated.
So if it's repeated, then we have to do it twice.
And you wanna square it.
Oh.
Oh, so you want to write it squared in there? Let me see if this works first. Yes.
Yeah, they want to square it, but they want like the.
Oh, it's just I'm writing it right now. Fantastic.
You have to include the leading coefficient when you do that, so you're gonna negative 6, right? I don't know, look. Oh no, you don't have to look here.
No, and I put that in there, and it's
You
just
wanna put like x squared. I need to redo this one.
It'd be x minus x plus, it'd be x plus 1 squared. If this x negative 1 is repeated, the x plus 1 factor is repeated. And that'll give you negative 1 twice, which makes it balance there. A negative 2 out front. No, at front of the first parentheses. In front of everything.
in front of everything. Just a negative two, not that.
Yeah, that's the leading coefficient.
Okay.
That just means after you
Squared.
FOILed all this out, you multiplied all that negative 2, which will give you that negative 2 there.
Leading coefficient is -2. The highest degree, that's the coefficient. That's the just the leading coefficient. So you need to have the -2 in front of it first. Okay.
And then put your leading coefficient in front of everything.
This is the first one. So we know that we're gonna have 2 this one, since it's touching here. So that becomes squared here. Our leading coefficient is the against, and then you can square it. So we'll square x equals.
Okay, so let's look at 14. 14, my zeros are negative 1, 3, and 4. So that's easy enough to pick. Now, let's look at my graph here. Okay? What happens to the graph at negative 1?
It doesn't cross,
It doesn't cross, it just touches the graph. Touches the axis.
so you know that it's doubled.
There's 2 values of that one.
The other 3 cross. Okay? So negative 1 is my repeated 0. Now, what factor would negative 1 come from? It would come from x plus 1, right? Now, to make it repeated, you just need to square it. Okay? So it's like you'd have x plus 1 times x plus 1. That would give you negative 1 and negative 1 twice. Okay? And then I also need, from x equals 3, I need x minus 3. And from x equals 4, I need x minus 4. Okay? Now that, I should have 4 zeros accounted for, because I have x to the 4th. So I've got 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here. 2, 3, 4. Now, the last thing I need to take care of is my leading coefficient, which is negative 2. Okay? Just take that leading coefficient and park it in front of the first parentheses.
If it's a 1, you still use it?
You don't need to put the 1 in there. It just, if it's a negative, you just put a negative in front. It might take the 1. If you've got chances left, somebody try that. See if they'll take it. It probably will. because it only touches the axis at that point, so it's a repeated 0. Means that factor must be repeated twice. So you've got like x plus 1 times x plus 1 again. That'll cause it to just touch the axis instead of crossing it. Okay. Whenever you have those factors squared, that's where you're going to see it just touch the axis instead of otherwise it'll cross it. Okay, if you guys got that one, go ahead and look at 15. I think that's the last one of these types of questions. Okay, the decimal number, the negative 0.5 doesn't affect anything. Just park the negative 0.5 in front of your factors. Okay, that's just your leading coefficient. Okay, here I'm going to have negative 2. Negative 2, positive 2, positive 4. Okay, and none of them are repeated since I don't see any of them touching the axis. They all cross the axis. Also, my degree is 3, so if I've already accounted for 3, I can't have any repeats, because then that would give me too many zeros. So, negative 2 comes from x plus 2. Positive 2 comes from x minus 2. Positive 4 comes from x minus 4. And then my leading coefficient is negative 0.5. That's all there is to it.
So you put that negative 0.5 out front?
Because that's your leading coefficient, yep. And so it's going to go up front. Yours is negative 0.5, I think. Alright, we need to move on here, so let's talk about synthetic division. Now this sounds kind of weird, but it's actually not too bad. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to divide a polynomial by a linear factor. By a linear factor, I mean either x plus a number, call it a is just some number, or x minus a. Actually, scratch that x plus a. Let's just call it x minus a. Just scratch that out if you write that down. Okay? Now what that does is it'll check to see if x equals a is a 0 of the polynomial. function divided by that x minus a is 0, then you have a 0 of that function. Okay, so if you get a remainder of 0, then it is the 0 of the function. If the remainder is not 0, then you don't have a 0. So you just toss that number out and you keep going. Okay? Now, one thing we need to talk about, and I honestly, this is not my favorite thing. This is kind of a holdover from days before calculators. Is the possible rational zeros. Now, rational numbers just means whole numbers or fractions. It doesn't include square roots or imaginary numbers.
Doesn't include negative numbers, right?
It does include negative numbers, yeah. Just not anything with square roots or anything with like imaginary, like I and N. So your polynomial may have zeros that are not rational. But there is a way to list all the possible rational zeros, where every rational zero would have to be in that list. Okay, rational numbers is basically just whole numbers and fractions. Okay? Now, I'll tell you guys right now, this is kind of weird. Okay? And I just want you to roll with it, okay? So we're not going to freak out about this, because there's maybe like 2 questions about this in the whole book. Okay? They do this in the example as a part of solving every problem. They'll start every problem by listing all the possible zeros. You don't have to do that for every problem. Okay? If you are doing it from every problem, I'm going to know you just learned it from the examples and you're just copying exactly what they're doing. Okay? You do not have to do this on every problem. You can use the calculator instead, the graphing calculator. Okay? So to list the possible rational zeros, you need what are called P and Q. Now they do call them P and Q in the textbook, so this is consistent across different people explaining this. Okay, P is the factors of the constant term. Now the constant term of the polynomial is just the term without an x in it. Q are the factors of the leading term. Or the leading coefficient. So the leading term is just a number in front of the highest power. Okay? Then the possible rational roots, the rational zeros, or you need to list all possible combinations of positive or negative P over Q.
So these are real zeros, not imaginary zeros.
Rational zeros, so whole numbers or fractions.
Okay.
Yep. So not zeros that have square roots in them, not zeros that have I in them. So there may still be other zeros that are not caught in this list. check every one by dividing. You divide it, if you get a remainder of 0, then it is 1. If the remainder is not 0, you just toss it and move on. Okay? So this is kind of a long process. You only want to do this, only do this if the question says possible. If the word possible is in the question, then this is what they're looking for. Otherwise, do not do it. I mean, you can if you want to, but it's really not necessary. And it takes a lot of time, and it's pretty frustrating, and you get the same answer anyway without doing it. Okay? If the question says possible, this is what they're looking for. If you don't see the word possible, do not do this. Okay, let's do an example, because this sounds kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
You guys, so that's your example page, your sample page, separate page.
Now was that P over Q?
P over Q, plus or minus.
Thank you.
Okay, let's say 4x to the third minus 2x squared plus 3x minus 6.
What did you say rational meant? That it could be...
Whole numbers are fractions.
What's the difference in that and in the other zero?
You can't have
Like you may have zeros that are square roots, like you may have like 1 plus the square root of 2 over 3 or something. That's not a rational number. Okay, there are two things I care about here. I care about my constant term, which is my P. I care about my leading term, which is 4. Now, I don't just want negative 6 as my factor. I want factors of negative 6 or positive 6. You can think of it as positive 6. The sign really does not matter. So what numbers go into 6 or negative 6? 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, only list your factors as positive numbers to start with. So the numbers that go into 6 or negative 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. Okay, now Q would be my factors of 4, my leading coefficient, my leading term.
So
what numbers go into 4?
1, 2, 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 4, but how you know that's your leading coefficient because it's the leading exponent, or it's just because it's a leading coefficient?
It has the highest exponent.
Okay.
No, I wrote it with the highest one first. So P is your constant term, Q is your highest exponent term, which is called the leading term. Okay, so my factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. Okay, now I've got 4 possibilities for P, and I've got 3 possibilities for Q. There should be 12 things in my list. I do 4 times 3. 4 possibilities times 3 possibilities. I should have 12 in my list.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying now.
Alright, I've got 4 possible here.
You have to make a grid. What's wrong with you trying to put more than 2 options? It's a good thing. At the top.
You guys want to make a grid? That's kind of a good idea. Okay, list all your P's across the top.
And then all your Q's.
And then all your Q's on the side. I haven't done this before. That's a good idea to make a grid.
Making history here.
Okay? I want to do P over Q. So in each box, I want to do the number on top over the number on the side. So like here, I would do 1 over 1, 2 over 1, 3 over 1, 6 over 1. Okay? So I'm going to do P over Q. These are my P's, these are my Q's. We want to do P over Q. Okay? So 1 over 1, 2 over 1, 3 over 1, 6 over 1. And then for Q is 2, I want to do 1 over 2, 2 over 2, 3 over 2, 6 over 2. And then when Q is 4, I want to do 1 over 4, 2 over 4, 3 over 4, 6 over 4. Okay, simplify them.
Just from doing this, you can see what's going to give a remainder of 0, what's not.
Not quite.
Well, the top one obviously is going to give a remainder of 0 because it's it's something over 1.
No, that
No?
doesn't mean anything. Alright, just simplify them here. So 1 over 1 equals 1, 2 over 1 is 2, 3, 6. 1 half is just 1 half. 2 over 2 equals 1. 3 over 2 is just 3 over 2. 6 over 2 reduces to 3. 1/4 would stay 1/4. 2 over 4 reduces to 1 half. 3/4 is 3/4. 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2.
Cool.
Everybody with me with how we did the grid? That makes it a lot easier to not miss anything. Okay, so reduce them and then cross out the duplicates because you don't need any duplicates.
Okay.
Okay?
So just at one time.
So 2 over 2 would be gone. 6 over 2 is gone. 1/4, 1 half we already have. 3 halves we already have. Okay, so 4 of them were duplicates.
What about that 1? It'll go out too, right?
The second one goes. First one needs to stay.
I'm going to switch out battery.
What's the 14 and 6?